Hello everyone. I'm going to do something special today because I found a few things and I want to paint this little Panzer IV for Flames of War. So it's a normal Panzer IV. I built it with the side skirts, magnetized it, and then it is already yellow, but I primed it with Zenry dust to have a uniform and good looking color. And this is the basis for the model. And then I got this little dome thing, which is a bit too big to show on camera, but it's basically just a glass dome and a little wood plinth. And I spread some texture paste on it and then took the tank and made some tank tracks here. And I am going to do a little diorama for Battle of the Bulge. And this little Panzer IV will sit in here on the tank tracks. And then I have the glass dome, and in there will be a little diorama. So I'm going to do this now. And yeah, so this is not completely dry yet, so I will let this dry, and then I will do some things on this base, plinth, whatever you want to call it. And I will then continue from there. And also I have to look up the time accurate color scheme for the Panzer IV. And then I will continue, and I will be back when I got this information and this is dry, and then continue the video. Okay, so I'm back. This is now completely dry. It's hard as stone, and the tank fits on here quite well. It has some grooves to sit on, turn the turret around, and then it can be on here. But now I have looked up the paint scheme for basically bulge tanks, and they have a green and reddish brown camo pattern on this sand color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to emulate this. I have some paper, a little handkerchief paper. Could use kitchen roll, I guess. Make a little ball of it, and then I will soak it in water real quick so it is wet. And I have some castellan green on my palette. Now I'm going to dab this here on my palette so it soaks a little bit with the green paint, and then I'm going to emulate more paint to emulate a camo pattern. Makes it a little bit unregular, and with all the water inside the paper towel, this might work quite well for a blended appearance. So I am going to go around now and apply this on the tank like that. It's a little bit weird, but I think I'm going to experiment with this a little bit more. It works for camo patterns, and it's quicker than doing it by brush. Way quicker. due to the paint being so thin, it will go into the nooks and crannies of the model, which is quite nice to work with. And the barrel has that color as well. Like that. I will do a later a later highlight for this with the brush, but this is just the baseline. And now I'm going to do the same with some Hull Red from AK Interactive, because that's more of a reddish brown. They do this exact same thing. I think that's quite a good color for that. I even think this color was made for being used for this kind of thing. So let's have a look. Okay, so it's irregular, but always near. Okay. Can you work? Good. How regular is it though? Very regular, okay, so just go around. Doing this. I do not mind if it mixes a little bit with the green, because I'm going to change this later anyway. It's just my first go through. Oops. I think you can do this with a sponge as well. Let's go over here. A bit more water. So it really seeps into the whole thing. Yeah. Just like that. That works. I think I'm going to use some more green. Trying to be pretty irregular with it. more of the green for the turret. Yeah, that kind of works for me. Okay, so I'm going to let this tank dry now. And then I will go over the whole tank with a little bit of wash. But first, I'm going to place it on my base again. Where it should be. Somewhere like here, I think was a good placing. Yeah. Oops. Probably, yeah. Okay. And now I'm going to use more of my AK interactive, AK terrains, whatever they're called, Dark Earth. I really like this product though. I think they were called AK Interactive, or that's a gaming company, but the name is very close, so. Sorry AK, but I am not good at this brand naming stuff. So I'm going to put some more of this paste down here around the tracks, so I have more of an indication where the tank should go. Also, it will enhance the effect of mud getting pushed to the side by the tracks. So I will do this. And embed the tank in it a little bit more. Do it on the other side as well. And this will take a whole lot of time to dry again, but it will look good, I think. Just like that. A little bit more here towards the end of the tracks. Just like that. And I'm going to build a little bit of a hill here with that. Because later on I will need this, inclination here. I need to clean that up before it dries. Good. This is basically where the tank came to a halt. Like that. That's good. That works. And I will let this dry for a while now. The paint is still very wet. And then I will probably do some more line work and clean the color, the camo pattern up a bit, and then I will go from there. I'll be back when this is dry. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do some brush work on this camo pattern. I like that it is kind of irregular, but I still want to have some more opacity on parts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my color that I used, the hull red and my green, and I'm going to put it on some of the areas that I think should be more of the red. Like here. And also I'm going to go down in here with the red now, as I could not reach it before. Just to make the paint and the color more opaque on some spots where I want it to be more pronounced, or let's say simply covering the yellow better. Like here, there's this big yellow splotch. I'm going to do this just for more opacity. Just like that. I'm going to do the same for the green as well. Custard and green, which kind of is, in my opinion, the right color. It is not perfect by any means, historically speaking, but that's completely fine for me, because I can't be bothered to look up the exact colors for miniature that is in a glass dome and that is in this small scale. You can do it if you want to, though. It's up to you if you want it to be 100% historically accurate. I'm not going to be, but that's fine. I will make a video sometime later where I paint something completely differently than historical accurate, but it's still going to be a Team Yankee model. I want to show that you don't need to be historically accurate completely, but that is still something in the pipeline right now, because I'm working more with motivation and less with a specific goal in mind, because this was an idea that motivated me, so I went through with it and started this project. And this is how hobby motivation works for me. So what I started painting those, but then this idea struck me and I shifted the direction. I was working right now towards this because this is more fun, and more fun is always better. So I will do this on the tank as well, and then I'll be back. Okay, so this is how it looks now. Quite cool, I think. The tank treads, and the tank now fits comfortably in here. And now I'm going to do some more on the base. For that I have little twigs. I cut them to size. I have different varieties of twigs. They are dried, so that there's nothing in them that could contaminate anything here. And I made a little ball of green stuff. And now I'm going to plant one of the twigs as center tree, like this. And I think I'm going to use some super glue here just to make the bond quicker. can work with it better. I think the tree should be around here, like this. So the tank uses it as cover, and I have more twigs and trees parts. I'm going to sprinkle them around, but before I do that, I will remove this tank, take some of the AK dark earth. I'm going to fix this tree on there. So first of all, I need to make this a little bit flatter, and now I'm going to use some of the texture paste, put it on here. This will fix it and blend the tree in there. This is where the tree will be. Put that back. And now I will let this dry again, and then I will paint the rest of the base. So I can then start painting the dirt. Then I will make some composition with the twigs and the tank, and then I will paint the trees a little bit and finish coloring in stuff on the base, and later I will add snow and other stuff, and then I will paint the tank. I think this looks very cool. Let's have a look at the composition real quick. I think this tree will be here. Then I will have a big twig here. One across here probably. Small one at the back, just for having a bit of pieces here as well, like that. And then one twig in front here. Let's see, maybe this, and one twig back here. Yeah, like this. I think this looks good. I will make a picture of this so I can redo that later. And yeah, I'll be back when this is dry. Okay, so this is how it looks now. It's all dried up. Very good. And now I'm going to do something to the base. I take some Gopher brown, a light brown, put some on my wet palette, use my makeup dry brush, or my makeup brush I use for dry brushing, whatever you want to call it, and rub it in the paint. And now now I'm going to dry brush this whole thing. I do like those makeup brushes for this. They work very, very well. Make the mud look like mud. Looks very good. Rinse my brush. And now I'm going to use some wash, namely Acrylic Offshade, on the tank and the base. Or the diorama would be more appropriate to name it. So let's do the tank first. I have the wash on my palette now, and I will dry brush. I will wash the whole model. Give it some more definition here. Put it on the tank real quick. To finish the barrel. And now I will do the same for the tank hull. Work the brush into the nooks and crannies of the side skirts, so it at least looks like it's dirty in there, which would make sense. It's a tank in the mud. Need to have an eye on it so it doesn't pool way too much in some areas. Like on here, there's a big pool here, soak it up. Now the side skirts themselves need some paint as well. Just like that. And the other side. And then small wheels on there. Get some paint as well. I will paint the tracks later on, and I will also paint the front and back wheel a metallic color. I want some diversity in the paints to have the eye catch on it. It is not historically accurate because those would be painted the same as the rest of the tank, but I will do this as well for some details like this tank here and some more little pieces here and there. And now for the base. Just covering it with the wash. There's a hair of my brush here. Don't want that. There it is. Got it. And I just work it in to this texture paste. Nearly done. Pick up some of the pooling, get it on the corners here, or the edge here, just like that. Now, this will take a whole lot of time to dry, and I will give it that time, and I'll be back when it's ready for the next step. Okay, so this is dry, and now I'm going to use some Shapti bone and mix that with the Gorfo brown I still have on my palette, and then dry brush this again, and probably drop all my brushes. Okay, so I do still have the Gorfo brown here, and I mix it into a lighter brown here, and then rub it in that, so it's not too much color on the brush, and then I will lightly dry brush this again. A little bit more of the Shapti bone, and now just a very light dry brush. So with that, the mud is now done. To clean my brush. Now I'm going to highlight the tank a little bit. I'm going to use my shop de bone and some yellow. Where is my yellow? Evelyn Sunset. Because I do not have Zendri dust. But I can probably mix something. It's more of a mustard color. A bit more shop de bone. A bit of brown to darken that. Not a lot though. And I have, where is my Carrick stone? I do have Carrick stone. There's Carrick stone. Yeah, now I got the color I want. Going to use that now. And layer this a little bit. Very bright now, but when it dries, it won't be. Oops. Just like that. I will go around, do that for the Zenry dust color. Then I will do the same with hull red on the red parts and Castellan green on the green parts, and then I'll be back. Okay, so now I have finished putting sticks on the base, and this is how the base looks now. And now I'm going to let that dry for a bit, and in the meantime I am going to paint the tracks. So I have some Black Legion contrast paint here. I really like this color for painting tracks because it's quick, easy, looks good, and not much of a hassle. I have it on my palette, and then I will just paint it onto the tracks. Just like that. This underside is not painted really, so I will just use the black to make it dark so it doesn't stand out too much when the model is on the base. That's enough then to handle that. And then I need to put some of the contrast in between those wheels. And I need to paint a little bit in here. So it is in shadow, or at least looks like it is in shadow, because the rest of the tracks are not visible anyway. And I will add the paint onto the rubber part here of those wheels. Oh, I don't even know if it's really rubber, but it's always black in pictures, so I assume it's some rubber on the wheel. Okay. Clean this up a little bit. I don't want too much of the black inside of the wheel. I just want it to look like this. So I will do this the other side, then I will let this dry, and I will come back to the base, do some snow, and then finish up the tank with some edge highlights. And then the diorama is pretty much done. Oh, I need to do metallics as well. That's a thing, but that's a next step anyway. So be right back. Okay, so the tracks are now dry, and I like how this looks. It's very simple yet effective. I give it a quick dry brush now with some Iron Warrior. Just like that. So it's a little bit shiny on the highest points. Looks good to me. And now, while I have this metal on my palette, I will go ahead and paint some small metal details, like for example this small MG here. Like that. I'm going to paint this cable on the back here. Like that. Also, I use the black here on these two spare wheels. Just like that. I have this little detail here I want to be metal. Just a few small things to make them stand out a little bit, but not too much. Small details. Two more in here. And on the other side is one in here. It's just a little metal rod, basically, which I will paint in metallic. And I have this little machine gun on the turret. I want to be metal as well. Just like that. Like, put that away. And, oh yeah, I want these wheels also in metal, so I'm going to paint them now. Only painting the visible part, everything else will be hidden anyways, so no need to bother. Paint up, I don't need to paint up in here. It's enough if I do it like that. Of course, if you wanted to, you could leave the side skirts off for the painting process and paint in there, but I don't see a point. The tank is very small and basically no one will pick it up and turn it around on the table. And even if so, this is my piece for this diorama, so I'm doubly fine with not painting 100% of the model in here. Just like that. while I am at it, I will use my leftover half-dried Black Legion and my dry brush. So I will use the Black Legion and my dry brush. Have some soot color, and I will dry brush this wood top part on here to make it look burned. Just like that. And probably I will do the same on this part here as well. So it's just stippling it in here. Just like that. Rinse my brush. And now I will put some wash on the metallics real quick, as they are dry now. It's just a little bit of metallic, so that dries really quickly. Just some melon oil, wash. And give it a little bit of wash. Just like that. Also on the wheel here. It's a bit shaded. The wash tends to pool in between those spines, and I will just take it out from a brush. Just pop the little bubble, and that's fine then. So that's washed, that's done. Place the tank here, and now I will put some snow onto this diorama. I have my trusty little plastic spatula, and I will use Valhalla Lizard if I find it. Where's my Valhalla Lizard? There it is. I'm just blind. That's a great technical paint for doing snow effects. I think it looks great. Just scoop it out of here and put it. Let's mix it a little bit more. Dry it up a bit, but that's fine. It's texture paste can dry a bit. So I put it into this little plastic part of the paint pot, and now I will add this to the base in spots where I think snow would be present. Or to keep the illusion together that this is part of a forest where fighting has happened, but it's still a little bit snowy and snowing. So around the base of this tree and into here and in the back here. And also there are some shiny spots which is glue residue, harder to say. And I will put some of the paste onto there to hide the glue. that. Push it in under this tree, and then here, just like that. And continue on this side. And some more snow here. Pretty random, but still looking to cover the majority. The only part I will keep from having snow are the tracks here, but I will put some between those tracks. As if the tank just drove over here. Like that. I think that's fine. Yeah, that looks good to me. And I want some front here as well, where you still can see some snow under the tank. Just like that. Let's take a look again. Yeah, that looks good to me. Some more here, here, and now on the other side as well. Snow here. I'm spreading it around some of those sections with wood pieces. Just like that. I think this looks quite good. I like it, so I will keep it that way. I will add some tufts. No, to look for my tufts. I have a variety of tufts from Army Painter, different colors and variants. I have some winter tufts. These ones I want to use, and I want to use for some of my mountain tufts. Those tufts are great. They cost not a lot, and they are pretty cool. And I have some frozen tufts, which is also perfect for that. So let's have some super glue. And I need my tweezers. And I will just take some tufts of random sizes. This one, 3 of them, 3 of the frozen ones. I think I will add around 2 of the mountain ones. Make it 4. I think those should be the ones mostly present. And I will add 2 of the winter tufts, which is just basically a dark green. So where to put them now? Just big question. So I think I want one of those mountain ones behind this tree bit here. Just like that. And on the other side as well. Looks like the tree fell onto a bush. Like that. That's a little story. I like that. And I will take one of the snow tufts and add it here. Then of the green ones here on the side. And the other one will go in the back. If I can pick it up. No, I can't pick it up, I guess. No, I did. I think here is a good place for it. Take some of the snow, push it in there. That. We'll do the same here. That makes it look even better, I think. No, it this won't. They glued together. Okay. Next one will go down here. This won't be seen pretty much most of the time, I think. But you can see it, which is cool. So one here. Now I have 3 small ones left. I will place one right here. Front of the tank. One here. Take a frozen one. Just here. And the last one will go here. In front. Just like that. So that's how the base looks, and I think that's pretty cool. And now I will edge highlight the tank and finish this project, because that is basically the last step I'm going to do. So I will take some Lorraine Forest, which is a very light woodland green. This one. Get some in my wet palette. And then taking the turret first. Take a little bit of a finer brush. Size 0 should be fine. I'm more content with using bigger brushes, even though you can use even smaller ones to highlight, but the better your brush control, the bigger of a brush you can have. And also the tip is what is important to edge highlight anyway. And I will go around and just edge highlight whatever needs it, just like that. Just some really quick edge highlights. Also here on the barrel, the front part needs an edge highlight. And this needs an edge highlight. Just like that. And now I'll use some Shabti bone. Follow the Zenji, just do the same thing. Go around the tank, highlight it real quick. I'm doing the turret now, but I will do the tank as well. But it makes sense to just show it on the turret and then do the rest of the tank off camera, or the video will be way too long. This video will probably be very long anyway, so a little bit helps make it a bit shorter. Okay. And now here. I splooshed some color. I will dampen my brush, some water, and then just soak it up. Just like that. Some small strokes on the Zimmerit, so that's highlighted as well. And that mantlet needs so much highlighting as well. Like that. Down here. Right here. And bottom side here. Doesn't make any. It doesn't make a lot of sense to highlight the underside from a light perspective, but it helps differentiate the shapes of the barrel because camo works, and it works on us as well in this scale. And now I need some reddish brown to highlight. I think I use some gopher brown and mix it with my hull red. Just a little bit of hull red, so it is mostly red. And then a huge amount of the gopher brown, like that's a small amount of the hull red, big amount of the gopher, just so the color is close enough. And now I go around and edge highlight that color to the tank. Never be afraid to mix your colors. It's quite easy with some practice to gauge how much of what paint you will need for your desired effect. Especially if you paint with the same paint over and over again, it becomes natural which colors mix well and what will happen with the paint when you mix it together. To simmer it a little bit. Now the hatch. Just like that. And now that thing is basically highlighted. This front part needs a little bit. And now I will do the same on the hull, and I'll be back when this is done. Okay, so the tank is now done. I did some edge highlighting all around, and I think it does look great now. Has enough contrast, and now I will put the tank in its designated place in the space here. Turn the turret just like that, and now I will add the glass dome. Just like that. And now it's done. That's my little tank diorama art piece. I hope you enjoyed this. It's something different. If you did like it, please let me know. Have a nice day. Bye.